there everyone, welcome to this upper body self massage. This is a ritual that you can do midday, you can do it before bed, or just whenever you need some relaxation, whenever you want to reset your mood, and then definitely just for any tension or stress release. We're going to manually get in here with our hands and relieve any tension in the upper body. This is amazing because many of us are working at a computer a lot of the time in the day. Most of us have phones, so we're using our hands to type on our phones and scroll around. And in general, we carry a lot of our stress and tension here in the upper body, so this is a great practice for you. So to begin, all that you need really are your hands, but if you want to enhance the experience, you can use a little bit of essential oil. You could even use a little bit of massage oil. And at the end, I'm going to show you a little bonus tip. If you have a towel that you could use, you could go grab one now, just a longer hand towel, and we've got a nice little massage with the towel at the end. So let's begin with some breaths. So take your essential oil if you are using one, just put a few dabs in your hand. And we're going to rub the hands together and create a little bit of warmth there, and take 3 deep breaths, inhaling the aroma of the essential oil. Take another breath in. And one more. All right, so we're going to start with our hands so that they're nice and worked out for the rest of the massage. So just interlace your fingers and begin by flipping the palms away from you. So you can stretch out through the center of the palms. And bending the fingers back, that should feel pretty good right there. And then pull the hands back in, and we're going to flex through the wrists, just one at a time, back and forth. And if we want to get a little fancy, we can try for a little wave through the wrists. Waving in one direction, and then take it the other way. A little bit of work for the brain as well. Okay, good, and then just a few more side to side. Okay, and then we're going to start on one hand, so just choose a hand, and we'll begin here by bending the fingers back like this. Taking some deep breaths every time we hold a stretch like this. So we're relieving the stress, the tension there in the front of the wrists, right into the forearm. And then release, and we're going to use our thumb now and do some thumb pressure and thumb circles around the palm. Let's start at the outer palm, circling all around and working our way in towards the center of the palm. And so we have all sorts of reflexology points in our hands, so we're just making sure we cover all of them here with this massage. If you do have a tighter area, you can linger over it a little longer or give a little more pressure if that feels good. And then we'll turn the hand over and move to the back of the hand, and we're going to run our thumb between the bones on the back of our hand. So find that little crevice and just slide your thumb up and down. And just use a pressure that's comfortable, so you will gauge that for yourself. And then we'll move right into the wrist for a moment here. So just do some circles around the back of your wrist with your thumb. And then flip your hand over, and we'll do the front of the wrist as well. And then go to the base of your thumb, and we're just going to squeeze. So just some squeezing pressure from the base of the thumb out to the tip of the thumb. Next finger from the base, squeezing your way and sliding the fingers right to the very tip of your finger. Next finger. Okay, good, and then bend the hand down and back again. And finally, just a squeeze for the hand. This feels so good, oddly, but just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze right out through the fingers. And then we'll change hands. So bending the fingers back. Take a big breath in here. Changing hands, we're going to start by bending the fingers back. Taking a deep breath in as you take that big stretch for the wrist and the forearm, the center of the palm. And then we'll move into the palm and just circle your thumb around, massaging in. Finding any little tender areas, giving a little extra love there. You might notice even that one hand is a little tighter than the other hand. And then turn your hand over and we'll do the back of the hand again, just running the thumb between these little bones on the back of the hand. When do our hands get this much attention? And now let's move to the wrist joint and just circle our thumb around the back of the wrist here. And flip over your hand and we'll go for the front of the wrist. And then go to the base of the thumb and we'll start to squeeze and kind of drag the pressure out towards the tip of the thumb. And the next finger from the base over the knuckles out to the tip. Keep going. Okay, good. And then bend the whole hand down like this so you can stretch through the back of the wrist there and back up. And then squeeze your whole hand with your other hand right down the fingers. Okay, nice. Changing sides again. We're going to move to the forearm. So we're going to start just with some squeezing all the way up towards the elbow. So from the wrist to the elbow. And then we'll use our thumb pressure again to massage down this big meaty muscle in the forearm. That's our brachioradialis. So this one tends to get pretty tight. You might feel that now as you get in there with your thumb. And do that again. And then bring your hand over your elbow. There's lots of loose skin there. We're just going to massage and kind of move the skin around over the elbow joint. A few times in one direction and then reverse. And we'll jump to the other side. So squeezing from the wrist up the forearm towards the elbow. And then using that thumb pressure down that big muscle. And once more. And cupping the elbow and just circling around the elbow joint. And change direction. And we'll move to the upper arm, changing sides again. When we move side to side, it gives our hands a little break too, because I know it's a lot of work for the hands. So we're going to squeeze the upper arm, basically from the elbow up to the shoulder. And do that a few times. Elbow up towards the shoulder. Change sides. So elbow, squeezing that upper arm, really grabbing and gripping the muscles with your hand. Imagine kneading dough. It's that same sort of feeling in the hands. One more time, from the elbow up the upper arm to the shoulder. All right, and then we're going to move to the chest area, so where our pecs are. In facials, we call this the décolleté. So we're going to take our knuckles and start somewhere down by the sternum and do circular movement from the center of the chest, so where the sternum is, out towards the underarms in 3 rows. So we'll go a little bit higher on the second round. Knuckle pressure all the way out. And then a little bit higher, kind of working right in underneath the collarbone, but not on the collarbone itself. That would hurt a little bit. And then we're going to go back down to where the sternum is and drag the knuckles and drag the skin and the muscles outward a little bit higher. And then a little higher under the collarbone. Excellent. And then we're going to hop over to the shoulder. So let's start with the squeezes from the shoulder up towards the base of the neck. This is our trapezius. This is an area we hold a lot of tension. So for some of you, if this feels really tight, you can also squeeze that muscle and hold it, almost squeezing, lifting up and holding and letting it release. You can do that a few times. Changing sides. Squeeze, 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 bringing fresh blood and energy into the shoulders, which is always a good thing. And maybe a little squeeze and hold. Make sure you're breathing still. I even forget to breathe here, but it's very helpful to use a nice long exhale. Okay, great. And then we're going to move to the back of the neck and use one hand to cup the back of the neck and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze a few times. And we'll change hands so that we get an even amount of finger pressure. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze with the other hand. And then the sides of the neck, squeezing. So be as gentle as you need to here. We want to feel something, but we're not hurting ourselves in this massage. This is all about feeling really good. Let's go to the other side. Side of the neck. And then stippling with the fingertips like you're typing. So we're going to go from the top of the neck down, even out across the trapezius there, the top of the shoulders, and back up. Just type away back there. Strong fingertips. Right down the sides of the neck too. And then release, relax your hands for a moment. Feel the shoulders release. If you need to roll them out a few times, go for it. And we're gonna move up into the face now. So we'll use our fingertips, starting here at the top of the eyebrows and doing circular massage upwards towards the hairline. So top of the eyebrows, circling up. One more. And then placing the fingers to the inner eyebrow and basically just running the fingers along the eyebrows, lifting up the whole way. We always want to pull and lift everything up. 2 more times. And then landing the fingers at the temples, and we'll just do a few circles in one direction. And change, go the other way. And that's a really relaxing point to hit. And then we'll start to run the fingers down the cheekbones to the apples of the cheeks and get in here. So distort your face, let it go, and massage these muscles. It's not too often that we get in here and massage our face. All the way up. One more time. So apples of the cheeks, up the cheekbones. And then down to the jaw. So there's our chewing muscle that gets quite tight. You can feel it if you clench your jaw right now. So relax your jaw and then get in there and just massage it out. Our masseter muscle is apparently the strongest muscle in the entire body, actually, because of how often it's working. And continue to run this massage down to the chin. Get in there. Okay, and then to the ears we go. So let's take the fingertips to the top of the ears and we're going to tug up 3 times. And then sliding down the outer rim and we'll pull outwards, hitting all these reflex points in the ears. And then down to the earlobe, tugging down. And then we're going to cup our ears and circle our palms around our ears 3 times in each direction. And release. Fingertips now coming to the hairline, so your hair is going to get a little messy here. That's okay. And let's circle back along the scalp towards the crown of the head. And do that again. So try to actually move the scalp and not just the hair on the scalp. We really want to manipulate that skin. And then we'll do the same from the sides, running the fingers back towards the back of the head. And one more time. And then just a few strokes back through the hair, all the way back. Ah, there we go. See how that feels. Just relax your hands down onto your lap. Take a long breath in and out. You might feel some subtle energy, a little buzzing in the upper body, in the head, the neck, the shoulders. All right, and that is it. Now, if you want to add on a little extra towel massage, little towel trick, you can take your hand towel and you're gonna wind it up, right? So it's a little bit more stiff like this. And then we can take it behind the neck and we can tug down on one side, kind of tugging the muscles across. Best to move your hair so that the towel is actually touching your neck, and then it's got better grip. So we tug down to one side, we tug down to the other side, and then here's the best, is we traction the neck by cupping the head in the towel and tugging up. So fully let go of the neck, relax your face. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can come back to it time and time again whenever you need a little self-massage, the ultimate in do-it-yourself. Thanks for joining. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. If you're enjoying what we're sharing, please give us a like, and you can also subscribe to this channel below. And if you want to follow us along on this journey, you can find us at kin.co or on Instagram at kinsight.